Yeah, man, I think he's should be potential like prime candidate number one in the offseason, if possible in season, but I don't think that's gonna happen. He's shown his stuff is as good as before or even better. Since TJ, he's controllable. He has a lot of age, like he's really young, and especially he's gonna hit free agency so early that you can buy a couple of those years, and he'll still hit free agency at 28, which is still really young for a pitcher. Um, I think he could do well. Like you could sell to him to like extend right now, get a smallish or a solid bag that'll help you like settle. And then if you're still really good after that, you have a bigger extension with us, which I don't think is going to happen, but or at least hit free agency at 28, right? Because he's what 23, 22, so he'll have 5 more. I think he has 4.5 more years of control, and then it's a couple more years, right? So I think his fastball especially has been insane. He lowered his arm slot like 2 or 3 degrees a little bit, and he's been insane with that fastball. It's untouchable, man. Like you're seeing some little league swings off it from a guy who's basically it's coming because he's been basically fastball slider consistently. So a little bit of curveball, a little bit of changeup, but right now he's mowing down hitters as a 2-pitch guy. So once he gets that changeup command and that curveball command back, and that new sweeper that he's got looks disgusting, like benderish. So I think that guy's gonna be top 3 pitchers in baseball for a long time. Him, Skeens, Mizrowski are probably gonna do it. And if you don't extend him right now, he'll probably get out of your price range next year because I think he's primed for a Cy Young run next season. So I think you extend him now, try to do like a Sandy type contract, and then he'll hit free agency really young still. So maybe he'll bite on that. It's just my 2 cents on
it. The tough part is that he's performing too well, in my opinion. It's that combination of being exceptionally young, 22 years old, on track to reach free agency after his age 26 season. That to me is the complicating factor here. He's due to be one of the youngest free agent pitchers we've seen if he just keeps on going. And even if the performance wasn't there, he'd be highly desirable because of the fastball characteristics, because of the totally unusual size that he has, because of his ability to spin the ball, and most importantly, his ability to command all this stuff at that size, which is so rare at this point. I agree it should be such a big priority. I've mentioned this. It is worth noting that he is the same agent that Sandy had. And when that Sandy deal was reached, a lot of people were of the opinion it was a steal for the Marlins. It certainly started off that way. Still time for it to prove to be a great value long-term as well. That was right before his Cy Young season. So the timing is somewhat similar in that regard. The thing is, I feel like he could not throw another inning between now and his free agency, and he'd still be really well compensated on the market, just because we've seen how much age is a factor in these free agent deals. I don't want to bring up Juan Soto because it's a totally different position, but it's no coincidence that he shattered records for guaranteed money because of how young he was, not because he was the consensus best player in the world, all things considered. It was because he was 25 when he had free agency. I think the more relevant name that comes to mind for me is Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who went to the Dodgers. He got 300. He right now has the record for the biggest pitcher contract ever. And he got that before he threw a single pitch in the major leagues. He was only a little bit younger, I think 6 months younger at the time than Eury will be when he hits free agency. He got $325 million guaranteed without pitching in U.S. affiliated ball at any point. And that's off to a pretty good start for the Dodgers. And this is a guy in Eury that I think the ceiling is even higher. There is that body of work already at the major league level that's encouraging. So he's a guy that we'll see. It's going to be difficult to thread that needle where he's not going to be demanding $325 million from the Marlins right now. He is going to be demanding, I think, a lot more than we've seen for other young pitchers that get similar extensions. Spencer Strider only got $75 million when he was signed to his deal early on in his Braves career. And even he was like several years older than Eury is at the same stage of his career. Yeah, these guys usually don't sign that early. And a lot of it is because they themselves see the upside in terms of what they can earn when they get to free agency. So yeah, to me, if I was advising him, I would tell him just to play it out and trust that because of his measurables are so off the charts that money's going to be there long term. He doesn't have to worry about it. But I hope that they're able to persuade him otherwise, and
Yeah,
late
well,
by
I do.
would be hugely helpful.
Well, I do agree on that. He's still a pitcher. Like we've seen awesome guys that come up, look awesome, and then sadly the injuries derail them. And if you're already gonna at least grab that bag for a couple of years, you're basically weighing 2 years of free agency versus at least securing a big bag. And you're also gonna increase a little bit of the money you're gonna make on the minimum contract you're gonna get next year and the 3 years of arbitration. So, like, I think there's a deal to be made. And what I really think that the Marlins have to prioritize it. It has to be their number one priority this offseason. More than signing any free agent, more than trading anyone, you need to get that guy on your books to at least have him for a couple more years because it's going to be right in their window, right? Because he's going to be free agent in 2029, 2030. You're supposedly going to be exactly in your window, so you're going to want to have that ace. And I think like you can at least get him to sign or at least, well, like we say in Spanish, damage that little brain a bit and make him see a little bit some shadows there. Maybe you can get him to sign, because we, like you said, we thought the Sandy deal was a steal for us, but watching it right now, maybe it wasn't because he'd be going into free agency right now. Maybe he wouldn't make that much money after how he's looked lately. So yeah, maybe.
I would kind of like, just as the last on this for me, I like these comments at the bottom about injuries. Like, it used to be when I was growing up, and I'm old, but it used to be that when you have Tommy John surgery, thanks Daniel. When you have Tommy John surgery, you're done. Your career's over. You're out. You're done. There's no coming back. Like you're out. Like you'll never come back. Now it's kind of like in modern day baseball, and I think we'll agree on this, that like the best pitchers actually have this surgery done. And the best pitchers come back from this surgery, and they come back in a year's time. Eury Pérez has come back and immediately been effective in the sample that he's shown, for the most part. With some hiccups, yeah, that's going to happen. You have a year's worth of rust on you, so it's going to happen. This pitcher is immediately effective. So the fact that he can come back from this injury is a foregone conclusion. I think he is already back from this injury, honestly. I think that this injury is past him already this early into his comeback. So I don't think that taking a risk with Eury based on injury history is an issue just because he had Tommy John surgery. Just clear that up. I think that the best pitchers have this surgery. He's had it this young in his career is a plus for him. Obviously, you never want to see a guy have to have surgery, but to have it this young in his career, that's a major plus for this player. So I wouldn't say that injury history is going to dissuade the Marlins from signing this player. But what I would agree with is that if the Marlins don't do it very soon, he's going to be out of the Marlins price range. So I agree with Marcelo on that fact. So this is definitely, if not an in-season thing, which I don't think it'll be an in-season thing, it's definitely an off-season thing if the Marlins want to keep this pitcher around for the next little while.